Yeah. So the hockey song. Oh.
Streaming live in front of a studio audience from the Juneau Life studio at Resurrection Lutheran Church in beautiful downtown Juneau, Alaska, this is Alaska Music One presents Cayenne Blue with your host, Martha DeFries.
Yes, and thank you, and welcome to an evening of music with Cayenne Blue. And I want to start out by saying that music and songwriting brings a lot of joy to me over these many years. And equal to that joy is playing music with friends. And so on stage today with me, Jennifer Mannix, Kelly Henriksen, Jim Knoll. And I was starting to talk just briefly with the audience about how friends and family and experiences help to be fodder for the songwriting. And this first song, I'm just going to give you a little bit about how it came about, which is, the title is called Long Gone. And on a steep mountainous terrain in the fall, I was with a couple of friends and 3 horses. I was holding the horses by the reins. The middle horse spooked. He spooked the other 2, and all 3 horses sort of exploded, but I was still hanging on. Later, I found out from John that it was hooves and rope and saddles and Martha rolling down the hill. So it's called Long Gone, and I can just say, what are you holding on to that kind of turns into a lot more than maybe it needs to be? And we'll start this in 1 second. I'll say, Keith, that it does feedback a little bit with the gain over here on the monitor, in case that's something you can work with. Thank you. I asked Jennifer in about 2018 if she would be interested in trying to write lyrics with me and, of course, do some singing. And I'm so very glad that that happened. And we met up for a number of weekends, as far as a Saturday morning and Sunday morning or something. There was a particular Saturday morning that we did a lot more talking than writing.
It was therapy.
Music is such a wonderful thing. Yes, so we, all the things that we go through, we growing and going through the journey of life. There's a constant. There's a constellation of stars that are watching, and they bear witness to what we go through and how we travel and where we travel, who we meet. Some things that we sidestep. This is called Stars, and they know our stories. Drifting by, all this life with its sideways turns, these same constellations, when I need them they return. Oh, my heart, let the beauty in. I feel this well, I begin again. If I were light, I would shed the skin. Smooth the rough and shape I'm in. Stars above, they transcend the past. Traveling forward, no point in turning back. Life, sweet life, will transcend the past. Slow and patient. Should we grow up fast? Oh, my heart, let the beauty in. I feel this well, I begin again. If I were light, I would shed the skin. I'd smooth the rough and shape I'm in. In the silence of the night, hear my story. I can hold you tight till the morning's glory. See them dancing, laughing and shouting out their freedom. Their freedom. For this time, in this upside down, it's enough to remember the heart is sacred ground. Ancient light with an archer's aim, casting kindness, should we do the same? Oh, my heart, let the beauty in. I feel this well, I begin again. If I were light, I would shed the skin. I smooth the rough and shape I'm in. Light so strong, let the beauty in. I feel this well, I begin again. I am the light, I have shed the skin. All my love I freely send. Nice touch, Kelly. In 2019, in the fall, a young lady named Greta Thunberg gave a scathing talk to the UN Climate Summit. Fearless, and I hope put the fear into some of them. She was that speech, 4 minutes and 20 or 30 seconds from young Greta, has inspired a lot of people, including us. At the same time, roughly, the movie came into Juneau about the Anthropocene epoch, and that also shaped some of this song called Greta. Greta, my dear, your face shows the fear that you see for the fate of our world. We're slow to awake with our lives that are safe, content with how things are right now.
You stood at the crowd with your face in a brown. I stood at my white picket fence. You spoke with disgrace of the challenge we face. I spoke at my neighbor's expense. You sound the alarm with your youth and your charm.
You wonder who's out there to care.
The cost is too great to sit by and wait.
And argue who's speaking the truth. Your voice is so loud in my head, Greta, I hear you. The spotlight is pointed at me. We have to make change. How can I leave my American dream? I've worked hard, I have a good life. Like my parents before me, I've written my story so that I can feel proudly alright. This threat of it ending that we're all pretending there isn't a crisis at hand. I'm afraid to let go of the comfort I know. Can't I go back in the sand?
It's time to admit this lie that we live.
Simply a blinding trail.
It's time to confess we made our own mess.
Sorry is just not enough. Your voice is so loud in my head, Greta, I hear you. The spotlight is pointed at me. We have to make change. The fairy tale of expanding world eats away this world. A staggering greed, insatiable need. We are the enemy. We figured out how to rape and take. Through these 10,000 years, we can work for the day. We figure the ways to repair. Greta, my dear, your face shows the fear that you see for the fate of our world. There's a time when, a few summers back, 3, 4, losing track, the Methodist camp, I think it was a girls' camp, and they were asked for some volunteers. And I thought I'd go out there and just see what I could do to help. Maybe build a fire or help, or throw the guitar in the back and maybe do some campfire songs. So I was thinking about what to sing with them, and just kind of put together some things that I'd been thinking about over the last few weeks. And you know how you don't go to bed, or you try not to go to bed angry, but there's a lot in the world that you think about. And the idea never really came to fruition out there at the camp. However, it was a great seed for this next song, which is called When the Sun Sets. It has some drama. Sun sets, let the anger be gone. When the sun sets, let the anger be gone. When the sun goes down, don't want no anger around. Lift up love, lift up life, keep me strong. When the sun sets, let the poison be gone. When the sun sets, let the poison be gone. When the sun goes down, don't want no poison around. Lift up love, lift up life, keep me strong. When the sun sets, let the danger be gone. When the sun sets, let the danger be gone. When the sun goes down, don't want no danger around. Lift up love, lift up life, keep me strong. Water and some sun would grow a seed. Don't expect a cherry from a peach. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Seems like an opportunity to make them pie for me. Hello morning, I feel good. Hello morning, I feel good. Got a clean new start with a willing heart. Lift up love, lift up life, keep me strong. Lift up love, lift up life, keep me strong. Lift up love, lift up life, keep me strong. Everybody wants to go to girls' camp now. I spent about 9 years in Utah, and it was central eastern Utah. It's beautiful country. It's also coal country, and so it's not too surprising that a song comes out of this for the title's Coal Dust. I'd gone down to the library on a recommendation of a friend, checked out a couple of books, and some of the stuff I learned out of that helped to make this song. So, Coal Dust. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, his name was Jeremiah. 1903 coal camp new arrival, and his trade, he'd be a miner. There was decent pay for the men who worked the mines. She was amazed that she would be there, where men and boys checked the manners at the door. She washed his hair in soap and kerosene, kept his clothes in good repair. Breathe that dust said, son, you are a miner, and a working day is a working wage back home. She said, son, you can do finer. The job just pay, but it's enough wage your soul. Breathe that dust, lungs like rust, try to wash the black from your heart, from your soul. You have to trust, but you must. Life begins when you come up from the hole. Built their shines from powder boxes, built their lives to take a fall. For they worked in nameless thousands, breaking coal from the wall. She has gone with her on no burdens. A canyon wind might carry her name to an old man of 97. She's still alive, unfaded memory. Breathe that dust, lungs like rust, try to wash the black from your heart, from your soul. Had to trust, but you must. That life begins when you come up from the hole. Yeah, life begins when you come up from the hole. By the grace of God, you'll come up from the hole. Thank you. This next one is called Best Secrets. And this little journey with me, you guys are going to take a little journey with me in that back in 2004, we lost our eldest brother. He was in his middle 40s. We had a chance as a family to get together again in this past November. We found some of his writings, and I was able to read through that, and it brought in sharp focus the lyrics of this next song, Best Secrets. Best secrets are the ones you don't write down. Best secrets are the ones you don't write down. Have a way of making their rounds, finding their way all over town. Best secrets are the ones you don't write down. He dies all alone at the edge of his bed. He died all alone at the edge of his big old empty bed. We knew the cause, there was deep regret. Nothing whispered, nothing said. He died all alone at the edge of his bed. waxed up his books, we dusted his shelves. His music collection was his material wealth. Found a dated diary, words from the past, he was 17. All his best secrets safe, he believed. When I came home from all of this, I gave it a lot of thought. There were pages from my own book, put me on the spot. Well, I'm not big on naming names. A single match, put it all to flame. Best secrets are the ones you don't write down. Best secrets are the ones you don't write down.
Died on his bed.
Best secrets are the ones you don't
Nothing
write
whispered,
down.
nothing said.
Have a way of making the rounds, finding a way all
What
over
are you
town.
writing down?
Best secrets are the ones you don't write down. Thank you, and a big hug to anybody in even the closest of situations. I was saying thank you, or big hugs out. Big hugs out to anybody even close with that situation. All right, this song, I'm going to start by saying I had one of the best jam sessions with my buddy Val back in Utah. It was 35 minutes straight on it. We happened to be recording it because we like to make music together, and we wanted to capture some of those fun ideas during those creative moments. We got done, and I said, by golly, there's got to be a song in there somewhere. And he says, I'm sure there is. You go write one. And I said, oh, yeah, I'll think about that. And he says, well, how about tonight? So I creatively named this one. How about tonight? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can build you a highway, it'll reach the other side. I guarantee it'll get you there, you will enjoy the ride. All I need is a sign to help me believe that you really want to go there. We have to agree. You can tell me another day, but how about tonight? Bridge a canyon with timber and steel. I can feel the gap when we're separated back a million years. Have a good foundation to lay it down. Maybe go no further, maybe go around. You can tell me another day, but really, how about tonight? your destination, get you there on time, take you into circumstance, friend or foe. You can't rightly say, 'cause you don't rightly know. You can tell me another day, but better yet, how about tonight? I can build you a highway, it'll reach the other side. I guarantee it'll get you there, you will enjoy the ride. All I need is a sign to help you believe that you really want to go there. We have to agree. You can tell me another day, but better yet, how about tonight? How about a highway? How about a bridge? How about tonight? Jim on that keyboard, yeah, and organ. So we're going to take a short break, and you can you can hear some announcements from our sponsors tonight. We'll be back in 5 or so minutes. And Keith, will you mute the guitar so I can take my guitar and tune it?
Hey, thank you. Once again, that was a wonderful first half of the show. So while we're on the intermission, we're still live on the air, and so we're going to do, Pastor Karen and I are going to do a little commercial for the Alaska Music One series, but we're going to do a little commercial for the Juneau Life studio and Resurrection Lutheran Church while the band takes a break, and we let the audience, studio audience, go out and use the restroom and get refreshed. So, and Pastor Karen Perkins, on where she is. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Juneau Life Studio and the programs we have at Resurrection Lutheran Church. So, when the pandemic hit, Resurrection actually stepped up all its programs, and we are currently running the largest. Come on, Pastor Karen Perkins. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So, Resurrection Lutheran Church has been running the largest food pantry in Southeast Alaska We work with the Southeast Alaska Food Bank, which also has a program where they distribute food directly to people in Alaska, besides distributing food to all the food pantries in Juneau. And so right now we are both distributing just a humongous amount of food. We distribute over 1,000 pounds of food a week on one afternoon on Mondays. And so that's a huge program for the church. And then we also have this program, the Juneau Life Studio, which grew out of the need to broadcast our services. When we did that, we started putting in a television studio to do that. And from that grew Juneau Life Studio. We currently have 13 television shows in production. This is just one of those shows. Most of the shows are bi-monthly production. Some of them are weekly, including our church service, and then Sandy and Friends play for Wildflower Court. And so, most of the shows go on hiatus in the summer. But
the whole point of Juneau Life is that we really believe not only in feeding people with the food pantry and sheltering people with the warming shelter, but nourishing people's minds and spirits. And we know that a lot of people have been isolated and haven't been able to participate in community events. And so we're hoping that through Juneau Live and both the concerts that Alaska Music One, what do you call it? Presents series, yes, and that the performers get a chance to perform, but also that those in the community who maybe have been missing going to concerts and events might be able to tune in and see what's happening locally.
And even after, as the pandemic, well, I shouldn't say it subsides, it's now an endemic, but it's also, there's always been people that were shut in Juneau, and so this will continue after that goes. And other than the church services and other special religious events, all the rest of the Juneau Live is a secular program thing. Our shows are about how to get food, how to get housing, how to get into the arts, where to get medical attention, what's going on in the town. So the shows they're not religiously based, and they are just about community and how we form together a community in Juneau. So, and that's Juneau Life Studio. And then this year we also picked up.
Were you going to talk about RLC on Cayenne?
Yeah, well, you can.
Which is a religious, so going back
Yeah,
to
sure.
the religious thing,
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
just go back and forth, is not only do we stream our worship services so that people can worship at their own time, but also with a community online. We have RLC on KINY, which is an abridged worship service that Brad puts together from the preceding week that runs on KINY on Sunday mornings at 9:30.
10.
10:30?
10.
10. Is that new?
No, it's been that way for the last 6 months. Well, we don't listen to it because we're in
worship.
We're in worship at 9:30. But
I thought they moved it to 9:30 because of football.
no, it's a 10.
Okay, well, anyway, listen to KINY. Yeah, really. Sunday mornings, and to hear portions of the preceding week's service.
Yeah, it's a half hour radio show. A lot of people listen to it, interestingly. So, and then we also, this last year, we picked up doing the city's cold weather emergency shelter, which people generally refer to as a warming shelter, and that runs from November 15th to April 15th, and we're still running it. It'll start in a couple hours downstairs, and so that's that's been running steadily. It's supposed to run when it's below 32 degrees, but it's pretty much been below 32 degrees this winter, and so and looks like we'll be doing that again next year also under that contract. So. Something that Karen and I have done for many years. We've worked with the homeless. Karen has almost 25 years experience, and I have over 20 years experience in working with the homeless.
People experiencing homelessness.
Yes, people experience homelessness, and we did that in Hawaii when we were there for 8 years on the poor side of Oahu, and we've done it in San Francisco. Karen was the San Francisco night minister. Okay, that's enough of that. And
My commercial, which I always have to say, is because we are a church, we run on donations. So if you feel yourself so inclined, there's an opportunity to donate online at you can do it at RLC Live, yeah? No cash. We will take cash as well. And whatever way you feel called to donate. We also accept food donations, an open food, and support for the radio program as well. We try to do this as a way to support community, but of course it does cost, and we are grateful whenever anybody is moved to donate.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we donate food every day? Like, are there best?
So that's a good question. So we'll talk, since we're waiting for the audience to come back in and also the band to head back
The
in.
band's ready, yeah.
Yeah, to get the band to come back in.
I'll pass it on.
No, we're waiting. Go ahead.
That's one thing. So, this church is an interesting church. It is an older church, like many of the Protestant churches, and there. One is, I should mention that we would love to have new parishioners, and if you would like to,
The short answer is Mondays from noon to 4:30, and is the best time. But if that time doesn't work for you, if you call, we can always make arrangements to have somebody meet you here.
right.
And is it here at this location, or do you have
Right.
a separate?
So, right, and it's here. And I'm generally here, but the answer is the church does not have hundreds of volunteers. The people that run the food pantry and help with the warming shelter and run the studio, that's the people you see behind the cameras here and out there. It's not a huge group of us, so we don't have a large staff that's at the church all the time. I'm here a lot because I'm doing a bunch of the programs. So, if
By
you
the way,
call-
thank you to all of our production staff and crew.
And
We don't
crew.
thank you enough.
yeah.
I have a second question.
Yeah.
And then I'll stop. Do you guys need more volunteers?
Absolutely, and so that was my next thing I was going to say is, not only would we love to have people consider joining the church, Lutherans are not. I'll tell you one thing about Lutherans. We're called the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America.
Hey.
We are not great about. We don't go out there and evangelize a lot. Our evangelism is kind of like, well, you can come to our church if you want. It's a pretty good church. we are not out there. We kind of lead by example. I would
Well, and in love and service, but yes, we absolutely, and you're welcome to volunteer, even if you're not interested in affiliating with the church or if you're affiliated with someone else.
Right.
And we will train if you want to volunteer for a role that requires training.
Right.
Is it something that we go online to check out? Or
There's a form, isn't there? There's a form
There's
online.
a form, but also my cards are out there, and so are Karen's. And grab a card if you want to work.
I
in the-
talk less, you can call my cell phone, my cards are out there.
If you. So there are requirements for all these things. We are very careful about doing everything right.
Bruce, will you grab a few cards?
Right. So if you want to work in the food pantry on Mondays, we ask you to get your food handling card, but we will ask a food worker card, but we will pay for that test. It's a 20-minute test, real good to do. If you want to help in the studio, that's really fun to do, and so we are happy to train. Where's Haley? Haley Woodford?
Oh, these are all Brad's.
So
Mine are
Haley
next
is
to
our
it. Mine should be
intern,
next to it.
and she's Riley Woodford's daughter, and so she's an intern here. We're always looking for interns, whether they're adults
I
or
got some.
students. Really fun to work in the television studio. We have a lot of years' experience. Adam's been working years doing camera work. I have 20-some years of working in small market television studios. A lot of fun to work
got
in
it.
there. Warming shelter is more of a specialized thing, and the warming shelter staff, you can help do other things, but to work in that you have to get trained. There's like 15, 16 hours of intensive training to work with our population down there.
I think
But we love
everybody's ready to
volunteers.
come back, so I'm going to just interrupt and say, my cards are here, Brad's cards are here. I'm going to make sure that they're available. Oh, here you go.
Great.
You can, oh, go, I gave you a
Yeah,
stack.
God, you don't want you can talk to me about
So
it.
you can share them with people.
But you can email, but go ahead and, but definitely email us and we'll put you on the list for cast and crew calls for this or when Warming Shelter is doing this. We
Now
train.
let's get back to this
We'll get back to the show.
wonderful
House
music.
lights. We need the house lights off so the cameras work correctly, please. And we're going to, oh, great. So I'm going to get the heck off the stage. So back to Martha DeFries.
Thank you, Bruce.
Just having a little local love happening. This next tune, there's a book by Walter Isaacson, Einstein, His Life, His Universe. About page 67 is a black and white photo of Einstein pushing his young 4-year-old Edward on the bicycle, and he's holding him up. He's giving a push. I'm pretty sure that underneath the figure is, You have to move to keep it straight. So that theme is going to run through this next song. And so the bicycle theme runs a little bit through it too. Einstein to Edward. 2, 3. Einstein to Edward, he spoke of needing balance. He said you have to move to keep it straight. We all need balance, a constant form of motion. Get on that bike before it gets too late. Tell me who's the hand that holds you now. Show me where your strength is when you're down. What do you see on the next horizon? What do you find on the next shore? You hold the candle. Who moves in the shadow? Who moves in the glow of your candlelight? Spirit and the beast within, both define your sin and sin, as certain as the sun burns into bright. Tell me who's the voice that calms you now. Sure will set the pace when you're slowing down. Who do you see on the next horizon? Who do you find on the next shore? Pass through the garden, see the changing seasons. See that peace lays upon the land. The fountain and the statue never fail to greet you, but you can move and they can only stand. So chase the sun and tell me what you find. You can be the wind that moves the child. What do you see on the next horizon? What do you find on the next shore? Einstein to Edward, he spoke of needing balance. He said you have to move to keep it straight. This is where I get to warn you that is our loud song, our loudest. We do, yeah. Just
fun,
warning
too.
you.
It's pretty rockin', really.
We have fun, but you've been warned. So is the sound man. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4. was a great sea, covered this flag, carried this light, carried me free. Gone are the tides, the rhythm of time. As far as I see, the desert survives. Wind erasing my tracks, shifting the grades, changing the lines. There is no way back. Sing me to sleep, a sweet serenade. Tomorrow I rise, I will make my peace. Down, head down, angry skies. Head down, the raven cries. Head down, up from the stormy stands. A newborn man. Here I am, strange new land, shifting sand, newborn man. Lines on my hands, predicting my life. If I could see, would I understand? Who holds the key? A stranger's voice, revealing my scars and my destiny. Head down, angry skies. Head down, the raven cries. Head down, up from the stormy stands. A newborn man. Kelly Hendrickson, Jim Knoll,
She's such a rock star.
Jennifer Mannix, and they're awesome. I also have to say thank you to my younger brother, because it was because of him that Newborn Man was put together, and he gave permission. It was first shared just with us. It's like, hey, I've been thinking about you, bro. And he says, yeah, that can go out. That was a lot of years ago. We go from our hardest rock sounding song to, let's hope this is still in tune, into our softest. So to start this off, the song's called Wisdom. And between 2016 and 2020, I was wondering at the lack of it. And it's almost like if I could personify wisdom. Like, did I grow up with wisdom? Didn't we share the same experiences? And where did you go? We went to school together. We even skipped out a couple times. That was good. And then we went to college, and then things changed, and you were silent, and I want some accountability here. So that's where this comes from. Wisdom as a youth was told, listen and learn as you grow old. Think for yourself with an open heart. It takes a pair of eyes to look for truth. Find old men hiding in young men's suits. See who's walking in other shoes. You'll find minds of steel, hardened hearts. Friends get lost in the dark. You yourself might lose your way. Such a high price to pay. Wisdom and I am the great man. Then in high school history class, once in a while we skipped out for the day. College came, we buckled down. Campus was its own small town. But don't be fooled, don't drop your guard. You'll find minds of steel, hardened hearts. Friends get lost in the dark. You yourself might lose your way. Such a high price to pay. Bring wisdom in for questioning. Allow the call, let it ring. Let the echo sound around the room. You'll explain yourself, explain the day. Your alibis, what can they say? You did your best to not be seen. You'll find minds of steel, hardened hearts. Friends get lost in the dark. You yourself might lose your way. Such a high price to pay. Should I expect an apology from wisdom who watched silently? Wisdom was there among the crowd. May it please the court, I heard someone say, that's all I heard. My thoughts strayed, stare past it all to yesterday. Wisdom on last night's train, shackled in cuffs and chains. I felt a void before the news. Accountability is down these tracks. The case is closed, no going back. We're no better off with the loss of you. Wisdom, I'm calling you. Wisdom, I'm calling you. Thank you. Oh, I was sitting across the table at one of our restaurants here in town, listening to a friend who, I don't know, trouble was stamped across someplace. Just followed her and just having a heck of a time. And in support came this song, "Oh Trouble of Mine." It's also when Jen and I started singing. And we have had a lot of fun with this song. And I hope it's empowering to you too to say, trouble, there's the door. Take a hike.
See ya.
1, 2, 3. Oh, trouble of mine, trouble of mine, oh trouble of mine, pass on by. You followed me to my doorway, then you walked on in. If it's a game, I'm not a player. Don't come my way again. I'm gonna stack the deck against you. I'm gonna warn the other hands that you come with your intentions and you work a drifter's plan. Oh trouble of mine, oh trouble of mine, oh trouble of mine, pass on by. Oh trouble of mine, oh trouble of mine, oh trouble of mine, pass on by. Here's a stick
And there's a stone.
I'm building up my wall. Don't you linger any longer. Don't you be my wrecking ball. You can strike, you can be silent, delivering cuts and lies. I'm walking away, I see a viper, go slither off and die. There's a locksmith on my doorstep, he sees more than he should. New keys for others, leave this neighborhood. Oh trouble of mine, oh trouble of mine, oh trouble of mine, pass on by. Oh trouble of mine, oh trouble of mine, oh trouble of mine, pass on by. Oh trouble of mine,
You're a player.
oh trouble of mine,
Yeah, I see
oh
you.
trouble of mine,
See me call you
pass on
out.
by. Oh trouble of mine,
Start the
oh
engine,
trouble of mine,
hit the
oh
highway,
trouble of mine,
pass on by.
You're a player, yeah, I see you. See me call you out. Start the engine, hit the highway, pass on by. So much fun, thank you.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. And you guys got all to be a part of that. Awesome. This is our last song, and
It's the best one.
Oh, the CD.
right. There you go. Well, and I want to send this out to all of you here in the room, out watching on streaming. A big hug, lots of love. It's a love song. It's a big blanket, big soft warm blanket wrapped around you all. Easy to be with, easy on the eyes. You're beautiful, as easy as breathing when you're by my side. By my side. rain coming on, your head on my shoulder, right where you belong. Where you belong. I see a future. Let's take our time. Rest assured it's a tango, the best of its kind. Invitation to enter. Come early, stay long. Believing there's no way. You're right where you belong. I know your story. Tell me you'll stay. A truth if we say so. It's meant to be this way. Be this way. Easy to be with, easy on the eyes, as easy as breathing when you're by my side. By my side. By my side. Thank you. There actually is one thing we would kind of like to do. They'll figure it out.
So,
Go ahead. You can say so.
can I say?
You
Can I say what
it.
happened?
Yeah.
Okay, so Greta, like the coolest, most serious song, and it's like really, her lyrics are amazing and everything, but it might have started on the wrong key. And then we went with it, and it was, maybe not perfect. So we want to do it again. Yeah?
Is that okay? Okay. Thank you.
Really the last song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Greta, my dear, your face shows the fear that you see for the fate of our world. We'll help to awake with the lives that are saved, content with how things are right now. You stood
At the crowd with your face in a frown. I stood at my white picket fence. You spoke with disgrace of the challenge we face. I spoke at my neighbor's expense. You sound the alarm with your youth and your charm.
You wonder who's out there to care.
The cost is too great to sit by and wait.
And argue who's speaking the truth.
story so that I can feel proudly alright. This threat of it ending that we're all pretending there isn't a crisis at hand. I'm afraid to let go of the comfort I know. Can't I go back in the sand? It's time to admit this lie that we live.
It's simply a blinding betrayal.
It's time to confess we've made our own mess.
Sorry is just not enough. Your voice is so loud in my head. Greta, I hear you. The spotlight is pointed at me. We have to make
Change.
the fairy tale of expanding wealth eats away this world. The staggering greed, insatiable need, we are the enemy. We figured out how to rape and take through these 10,000 years. We can work for the day, we figure the ways to repair. Greta, my dear, your face shows the fear that you see for the fate of our world. Thank you. Thank you and good night.